I'm Gaz, and this is Let's Play Banished with the Colonial Charter mod. This is essentially an extension of the game that adds quite a bit of content, quite a bit of depth, some new tech trees and all that sort of thing. I'm not sure that I will explore all of the content. I really just kind of wanted a little bit more into the village. So, we'll start a new game, and I'm choosing the shipwreck jungle scenario. This kind of allows me to play sort of a Caribbean pirate town thing. Not quite, though, because you can't actually have an island in an ocean or have large bodies of water aside from the lake, so it's kind of an inland thing. A little bit awkward. Tropical means there's no snow, and it'll be nice, but I'm not sure how it's going to impact my use of firewood. I'm not sure that it's going to be as important. And then jungle rivers, as I said, that's about the best we can get to a tropical island. However, let's change the name. We'll name it New Gaztonbury. Okay. So you do have several options in the building for colonial type buildings. You can go kind of rustic, go American New England, or you can go sort of the, as I say, the Caribbean colonial style. I figure we'll probably go for that one. I kind of like the look of the buildings, especially since later on you can get like the brick buildings, and it looks a bit more like Anno 1404. Alright, so we are shipwrecked on a river. Not quite sure how we got here. Oh, and the lake is right there. Great. Well, this is not quite the best place I want. Ooh, there we go. There is very limited building area here. Very limited building area. I would like to build a bridge almost immediately, which is a huge waste of resources, sadly. There are problems here. Problems with starting out. Now, we could start like a small little lake town, I guess, and then have sort of the bigger area. This is where I'd love to expand to, but as I said, we're going to have to build a bridge to get everyone over there first, and then they're going to have to... That's actually going to be incredibly awkward, getting that out of there. Might be tempted just to start... You know what? We'll start over. I'll come back. Okay, I prefer this a little bit better. So we're kind of on that trade river, which is good. Got a little bit of whatever's going on here. But I think this is pretty good because this is a massive build area out here, and I can build kind of the colonial city here. Excuse me, it would be pretty nice. What I would like to put here in this little area is kind of our early industrial, and maybe I'll have like the main docks down here. Depends on how big the city gets. I'm not sure that I'll really fill all that up. That is a big, big area. But we can make this our initial hunting-gathering area, so I think that's where we'll start. The trick, of course, is going to be remembering where everything is, because I only slightly looked at where or what all this stuff is. So Forester's Lodge is, of course, where we want to begin. May as well just stick it right in here. And I don't know... I mean, really, going up against the hills is not maximizing all my space, but then we've got this big area out here that does nothing, and I'd like to maybe utilize this area for something else, maybe the mid-productions for whatever possibly needs to be here. Again, I don't know. There's an awful lot of stuff in here, so I might just want to save this for other things. We'll go ahead and just start by putting the Forester's Lodge here and a lot of the basic buildings. So Forester's Lodge, we'll go ahead and clamp that off, which is going to be followed by raw food gathering, the gatherer's hut. Okay, so it looks like we'll be sharing the road right there. And then we're going to also need what? Got the Forester and the Gatherer, that's the initial, and then we'll have the what? Herbalist? Christ, where is that? Is that in services? Lumber, crafting, and artisans? No, of course it wouldn't be in that. Forgive me because I'm going to be stumbling through this quite a bit. That's not a part of this at all. Oh, good grief. Perhaps there it is, healthcare. Okay. So then, we've got this. Okay, that looks like that's where the road is. We'll put this right... Well, you know, if I wanted also the hunter... I mean, how does that mesh in? Because that's a pretty big building, so if I put there, right next door, maybe one out, that one right there, and then we'll go back into the healthcare herbalist, and this should more or less line right up, and now got a nice square area. I don't know, there's really no purpose to doing that, it just satisfies me. So right there, and it looks like we can pull that road down this way. Now that one is coming close to the hill. I'm okay with that. Although, again, I actually should remove that for now because I don't want them to be building that. I don't want them to be working on that. So Gatherer's Hut perhaps should be the first thing we do. I'd realize that it's kind of out of the way. They'll be bringing lots of things back to here. We've got a bunch of potatoes. Excellent. We'll start that one as our first go, however. We'll bring that up, just for kicks. Taking way too much real estate. Oh yes, this thing. So, professions are outrageous here. What the hell is all this? I'm just gonna minimize like that to get it out of the way, keep it out of the way. And I don't know that I need anything else at the moment. There are scrolling windows, but I kind of find that annoying because I prefer just looking at a glance and finding what I want. So, we will need 3 of those, and then eventually we're going to want some gatherers. Where is the gatherer? That's going to be 1, or is it 2? I think it produces 4, correct? I don't know. Anyway, let's begin. Let's have that started already. We're going to want some homes being built, but of course that needs to be... And then of course we also want some red trees out there. We're going to need like a stockpile up here. So maybe we'll put that over here, kind of where it's out of range of the forester. We'll put our mid-stockpile. Because I want, as I said, sort of an industrial warehouse here, and this is where all the processing... This is all raw goods, this is all the manufactured processed goods. Are you guys not... because we have no materials. Dummy. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do this. I mean, people need shit to do, so we'll go ahead and just bring this out as it was, and... Okay. Bring it out right down to here. That way I can at least visualize where I want my stuff. So, that looks like it goes right to about here. So if we pull that road out to the edge, what, I'm going to say maybe that green tree right there. That gives me the ability to... Well, I guess I could just extend it out here, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to actually block this out. Let's find the storage, perhaps, and specialized warehouses. This is materials warehouse. I think that's just sort of a general warehouse, because these are specific ones. I don't necessarily want a small barn. Dry goods storage. I do want to kind of theme this ahead of time. And since we're using the Colonial bank barn, what the hell's a bank barn? Extra large storage building. Oh, well, we need lumber, so that's not going to happen. Storage lean-tos, huh? General storage. Well, and that requires lumber as well. Oh, fine. Okay, so anyway, we just are going to be using a stockpile to begin with. I'll worry about that later. Well, I mean, the reason I was worrying about it now is because I needed to space out my blocking. Well, I mean, we can always remove all this shit, right? Right. That is a ways to come down, but we'll make it happen. So we need to do a little bit of stone clearing. How about we just clear what stone we have over there? I will go ahead and cancel the removal for like that. And then we also need to do a little bit of wood clearing. So why don't we clear out that? And that should be enough initially for our stuff. I know it's low. We just started. We really do need this to be going quickly, though. We are having a bit of a problem, so they're all bringing it here anyway. This is completely unnecessary. That's fine. We'll just move that structure then. Okay, that's started. Builders are, of course, being busy building the roads, but that's fine, I guess. I could also now have them start gathering up in here. We're going to have a ton of iron. Okay, so we've got 2. We could definitely do with all 4 early on. Let's just continue processing that. As long as we have some food, I'm not too worried. We're not necessarily in need of the shelter. There is, I guess, like a monsoon season where it's very rainy. Perhaps that makes people die of cold? I don't know. So how... Okay, the range is basically right there, middle of that hill. So if I dragged a road behind the ship, that is where we could start kind of our initial... I don't know, I suppose we could put a boarding house back there, and then that would be considered kind of like the workers' house for the industry and the outdoorsy area, and then of course we could move on from there. So why don't we do that? Let's go ahead and put a road right here, and then we'll go ahead and, I'm going to pause for a moment, put a boarding house. Now what is this? Old boarding house. That's a little bit too, I mean, this is shipwrecked, so maybe we could do that just for kicks, but I kind of like, you know, I don't want to be going through this and then just sort of reconstructing everything, because it's, I don't know, I mean, that's like, that is a boarded up boarding house. It is very much, so what's the difference really? Same capacity as the regular, same resources, it just, I guess, looks a little bit different. I don't know, is this more piratey town? I suppose it's more piratey town. Let's build that one. Fine. Stone, log, fine. Do we have... Of course we do not. Stone, yes. Log, not so much. So let's go clear out. That'll probably be enough, huh? And we'll just put everyone to work building, because we've got an excess amount that I really should have stopped them building that. This will hopefully get them working a little bit more towards that. We're going to need 2 Alpha U, 2 in there, and we've got 1 laborer now. We're running out of kids, which is a problem. So perhaps I need to be actually making my square over here early on. We've got a food source now up and running. This thing is now going to take a lot of shit that we don't have. So why is everyone taking forever to add to this? Got a lot of people wandering around. I mean, as builders, they are... Perhaps I should have canceled some of whatever else is going on out here, so we can get them focused on this stuff. Okay, here we go. Finally removing this junk, and we'll hopefully be bringing materials sometime soon. I mean, it's right there. I'd like to get everyone at least indoors. I don't know that they have kids when they're in a boarding house. I still don't remember if that's a thing. Food looks like it's stabilizing. It's going up. We really, though, want to sort of normalize where we're at. There are other homes. tiny shacks, for example. Family size of 3 people. We could at least have some kids. We're out of kids. I mean, we're out of children right now. So everybody's here. And they, I guess, just filled in their firewood and all. Okay. So, well, let's do that then. Just in case. I mean, I guess they need it. Fabrics, crafts, lumber. The firewood, no, it would be this one, the woodcutter. Chopper, less formal area where wood chopping is done. So, it's just like a little thing that, maybe it's something you put in kind of like a home area so that your people will go out and chop their own wood for the thing rather than having like the guy who goes and chops wood. We'll put the woodcutter like right beside. Well, maybe a little bit behind. What about across the street? Across the road. I mean, that could be okay. Whatever. We'll just put it here. I am not going to violate this circle too much. Oh, this is actually quite far. So I could bring that road down. I'd probably fit another road too. Could drag that road right up beside it. Put a stockpile out in that way. Or a barn, rather. Storage barn up here. And a storage barn and stockpile. That'd be a good combo. Okay, so we still do not have either of those things, of course. Well, let's go ahead and do that then. Let's just take this, and if I did drag it out, though, if I put one more little building here, what would I put there? What would I put there? Because that is... I don't know. I mean, there's just so much stuff. So much stuff. I mean, good grief. You know, I like this whole section could be a thing. So I don't know how much space to leave there. So in that case, we'll just leave it as is. So let's go and just start planning now. This is going to be sort of the end of what I'm doing. I want to at least have an initial, not really actually that at all. It's this, right, the marketplace. Now, since I'm going to go for sort of the actual colonial governor's town, I don't just want this to be all rustic. There is an option to do that, and I really could start the town over here, but we'll take the central market, and we'll find a suitable spot, sort of in the middle, probably away from those hills. I would really like to kind of keep that, but I also want to be able to drag a road on the side of this hill, just for, well, in that case, we will do that right now. Okay, how about right there? So that, we'll drag it off this way, and do something like that. Excellent. And then put that maybe right there? Maybe that way? Maybe right there. Right there. Boom. Okay, cool. So now we kind of have the central square, and I will upgrade these roads, obviously, so that they're cobbled and look nice. For now, though, dirt is much, much easier to obtain. Can I... Whoa, hey, you. And there are more than this. We've got country roads with fallen leaves. How nice. Gravel roads. Soil roads. Well, I don't know. As time goes on, stone bridge, tunnels, docks. Oh man, yeah. I've only briefly glanced through all this. I really have not gone through all the complexities, and I will, but not right now. So that road, whatever. We got idle hands, many idle hands actually. I will not be building this at the moment because we need lumber, which means I'm going to have to find the trees that will provide me a little bit of lumber. But I think we need to focus on this right over here. We have at least homes for people. I will definitely have to look and see if they are allowing births. This is quite a far way away from this, so what I would like to do is actually set up a distribution area at the edge of the town so that we can, well, I mean, this will eventually distribute, but, you know, I'd like to have storage over here so that they can get it over here so that we can then build homes and we can start from that. I'll put down, probably the next episode will be planning. A lot of this is going to be planning. It's just going to be me plopping these down, and then, and it's going to be a delicate balance, because I'm going to need to be growing my population, food, all that stuff, whilst the main city is on hold, essentially. So that'll be fun. Anyway, food is hurting a little bit. Maybe it's because it all went in here, but I don't think that's the case. I think we're just kind of dwindling on the food. So perhaps getting a fisher up and running immediately would help. I was kind of hoping this would be the trade dock area. Where on earth is that? Trade buildings. The trading posts. Yeah. Kind of wanted to put that here, and I guess I could still do that. I don't know that a fisher would go right there. It would. Okay, excellent. So we could do that, at least get one fisher out there, and have some early access. So that's probably what we'll do next time. How are we doing on resources? Well, probably can build those. We'll get the woodcutter up so that the boarding house out here has the workers' house has some stuff, and we'll continue on next time.